Alright guys, this is Crook Daddy making another video. This time we're gonna do some diffs jobs. I got a couple videos I want to do for the diffs on the Mugen mbx6 series. So what we're gonna need: a little toothbrush, a little pick, little 2.0. I have some grease and a little diff oil. Also, we're gonna use Cow RC. This is the Move Tour Cleaner Degreaser. I'm gonna use this to clean all the dirt and debris off this really nasty center diff. We're gonna clean it, spray it down good. We're gonna also use Mousse Slick. I prepped my bearings. I have a lot of them because I'm gonna make videos on the whole front, center, and rear diff. I'm gonna show you guys how to install them, maintenance, fill them up with fluid, how much to put in there, and we're gonna get it going. Alright, now first, this is my diff. Now when I pulled it out, this is the center diff. We're gonna start on the center diff in the mbx6. I have the plastic gear. This is on my Eco here, but I looked at it already and I noticed that all my screws show hex except for this one. This one right here, as you can see, looks kind of rounded out, and the other ones you can see the actual hex formation. So I'm gonna replace it. Anytime I see screws or something look like they might be stripped out, get rid of them. You don't need to be trying to use an extractor or a Dremel and cutting up your diff. That's not good at all. So we're gonna pop a black on the end. I don't have any more stainless steels. It doesn't matter. When you kind of catch them, sometimes you can change them all if you want to, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But make sure you fix it when you find out it's broke. So I got regular bearings in here, so I'm gonna put some ceramic yellow seal bearings in all my diffs, provided by Boca Bearings. Of course, you need to get these. If you don't have ceramic bearings, you're kidding yourself. And if you don't have ceramics in anything, have them in your differentials, because that'll have them. These produce a lot of friction and a lot of heat, wear and tear. So you want the bearings to be smooth. I probably changed these bearings, did these bearings. Let's see, this is probably about 2 months, maybe 3 months. I changed the bearings. Yeah, I think I changed them. Yeah, probably about 3 months. And these are Boca Bearings, the blue seal. You can see how dirty and yucky they are. They're very dirty, caked on. You can see. Let me get my light. Got a little light over here. All right, you can see how dirty they are. They're real caked up, real yucky. But look. Look how smooth that is. These bearings still got giddy up in them. I can honestly use them again. When a bearing kind of move real free, they just not breaking in. Boca packs their bearings, so it take a while. This is like 2-3 months to break in. So that's awesome right there. You see it right there. Boca bearings, they keep your gear. Look at that. That's smooth. But you know one thing though, and I'm turning this diff. You hear that? It sounds like just metal. Look how free that is. And I had thick diff fluid in here, very, very thick. So that means this thing, look how easy it turns. And I'm holding one shaft. Look at that. Sound like the metal gears are definitely rubbing. And it sound like that the diff fluid that I had in there, which was a thick weight, it feel like it's about 3,000 in here. It's too light. It's too light. This feel like something I would have in the rear of my car, but this is just center diff. Unbelievable. So we're gonna take care of that today too. So what I'm gonna do, since it's still dirty, when my diffs are out, this is a center diff. They get mad dirt. They get all the dirt. Then the other two diff gears, the two front and rear conicals, they're enclosed in the gearbox. These two bearings are always composed with dirt. And don't get me wrong, I haven't wiped them or nothing, but I'm about to. So I'm gonna sit the little piece of paper that I got, paper towel there, and I'm gonna use an old rag. I'm gonna use my RC degreaser. We're gonna set this up to where we can clean this bad boy, because I don't want to open it up and I get all kind of metal in my dirt and my gears. That's not good at all. So we're gonna clean that, and then you can clean your gear too all at the same time. So we just take the rag and work it like that. It's serious with these diffs. You gotta know. I'm gonna show you guys how to do everything. If you're an mbx6 or 6T Eco 6, 5R, whatever it is, you're gonna love this here, because I'm gonna show you how to get down on these in these diffs. I got a little pick too, just to, you're gonna clean it, might as well clean it right, you know. Take your toothbrush, kind of scrub in there. It's gonna get dirty, but at least you'll feel good that you maintenance your vehicle properly. So it's gonna get dirty as soon as you put it on the track, but at least you know in your mind that you put a clean diff down. So okay, now it's even freer. Now I done got a lot of that dirt out of there. Okay, so now I'm gonna take these screws out. I don't use drills on my diffs, just for the simple fact it's plastic and I don't need to strip them out. So see, even though that screw wasn't stripped, it still was, I don't like it. So if you see a bad screw, always change it out. You get in the pit areas, and I'm pretty sure this diff fluid is like mega burnt out, because I haven't changed it in about 2-3 months, and I race every weekend, so shame on me. But it ain't leaking, that's for sure, so it must just be probably burnt up. Huh! Yeah, buddy. This here leaked out. Leaked out. I knew I heard metal. They got a little bit in there, just a little. Just a little. That's why maintenance is definitely a must. See that? Just barely a little oil even in there, so I'm gonna take this rag here and get the main gunk out of there. Alright, then I like to use my hook, where I can hook my gears, drop them right on out. And I take this to get the remaining grease and oil out of there. Let's see. Okay, I like to clean my spider gears down really good. Make sure they good, nice and clean. Inspect them. You always have to inspect your spider gears. Make sure you got the washer on each end, which will be here and on the back side. This will keep them in place. Okay, then you set them on paper towel. Then you can inspect them. Alright, now that we got all the oil out, we're gonna take everything apart, re-grease it, seal it up. I like to use my hook. This hook is pretty awesome. That's how you get the diff out, with the hook. Just like that. Always check your main gears. Make sure that's alright. Wipe it down. Set it to the side. Then you have a little pin in there. Now I like to turn, as you can see it's a pin in there. I like to turn it to the form of either the cross arrows where it'll be easy to push out. So I'll take your pin, use my needle nose, slide it right out. Let that sit over there and drain. And then there you go, you can just pull your drive off. Take your old bearing. See how dirty that bearing is. That's a Boost seal provided by Boca. Pretty cool. It's not gritty. You hear that? That's a good bearing, but we're gonna throw it in the garbage. Even though it's good, you can clean them and everything, but you don't really have to. Get you some ceramics, maintenance free, mbx6 number 7s, number 1s, and you're good to go. Then take that out. They got an O-ring in there. Pop that O-ring out right there on my little hook. I'm gonna sit that out too. Then I'm gonna make sure I get every bit of oil out of here. Every little bit. You can't get it all. I ain't gonna clean it. It's oil. So it's all good. But what I am gonna do is take my ceramic bearing, fresh off the airplane, provided by Boca. Okay, we're gonna get her and pop her on here. I sprayed them with Mousse Slick by Cow RC, so they nice and dry, soaked, nice and smooth, pretty yellow, black and yellow. Set up nice and smooth. Okay, now I'm gonna take my grease. I like to use the Mobile One grease, or you can use any kind of grease that's good synthetic grease. They got a lot of products out here, and I like to just keeps that O-ring from leaking all your stuff out of there. So mine was real low. That's because I burned it up. I'm pretty sure I was pretty nasty with it, so that's why I didn't have any leaks, because you'll have signs of a leaky diff, and then that's when you really jump on it. So you take I like to put it on my finger with the grease, and it normally goes in, but it's not. So I'm gonna take some more grease, and then I'm gonna put it inside of the diff cup where the rubber seal O-ring is gonna be seated. Okay, that keeps it moist. And there it is, it's stuck right in there. So now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna push it down in there, like, make sure it's a flat seal. And sometimes you want to check those O-rings too, just to make sure that they're not flat and messed up. So now I have it in there. You can see, maybe it's in there. Okay, we got that in there. We got this in there. We're gonna slide it in. Now sometimes it might push your O-ring out, so I kind of take my finger and kind of like screw it in or whatever, and there it is. It went in nice and smooth. But just for the safe, to be safe, take my hook and push down on it. I got some grease at the bottom. I can wipe it on off. It's all good. Alright, then I take my pliers. Go back in with my pen. There we go. Boom. Oh. I'm gonna put my washer in. Gotta have your washer or you'll be in trouble. So we're gonna take that back out and put your washer back in. That holds the O-ring down. And when you do that, you gotta push it. Make sure it's nice and pressed. Then you go with the good old O-ring, like so. You always want to check these pins in there too, because they get worn too. Always make this on your pins, check them, see how bad you need to change them out or whatever. Got your gear. Put your gear back down. It has a little slot, and that pin fits down in there. So if the pin was ever to wear out, it's gonna move. You're gonna have slot within that pin and this, and it'll give you a delay on your actual diff gear. So when I do put my main gear in, I push it and I take my hand and I make sure I'm locked, make sure it's turning, it's on my finger and it's compressed. Alright, then you go with spider gears. I space them all the way out like so, and I flat part up and I slide it straight down, nice and level, nice and smooth. Then when I put it in there, I push one to each side wall, nice and spaced out, with the flat part pointing in the air. Then I take the other side with the flat part pointing down, and I put it in there the same way. Make sure you got your washers on there. Then when I put them in there, they have a little debris from the old oil. I'm pushing it down with my finger, making sure, and I'm also wiping all the excess oil from the whole thing. Just making sure it's nice and good to go. So all your spider gears are in place, set, ready to go. Alright. So now I'm going to sit that to the side. We're going to sit it to the side. We're not even going to worry about the fluid on that yet, because we still have to do top gear. This is easy. You just can pull this one off. Take your pin, slide that right on out. Take your hook, pick up this gear, and slide them out. Your out drive and your bearing. See how yucky that bearing is? Very nasty. No grit. And super smooth. Look at that. They did it. They are the creators. Focal bearings. Alright, so now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna clean. Somebody's texting me while I'm in the studio, so they just have to wait. Okay, I'm gonna take some grease. I'm gonna pull my O-ring back out because it is dry. I'm gonna take some grease and I'm gonna fill it in the hole. Fill it right in there. Fill the hole up with it. Just there. Then I'm gonna take this O-ring and I'm gonna put him back in place. Take some more. Cover that bad boy. You wanna keep it oiled. It gotta stay lubed. Okay. Then we're gonna go with our yellow seal ceramic hybrid ABC bearing. Look at that. Oh, that's money. Look at that. Free. Free. How free is that? Okay. Alright. Make sure our shaft is clean. Slide this in here. Once again, take your finger, push that there so it won't pop up. It popped up on me a little bit though, but that's okay. So we'll go ahead and press it back down with that. Push that grease on there. Keep that grease on that gear. Okay, then we're gonna put our washer back on there. Grab our pin. Slide our pin on there like so. Take your gear, line it up, push down on it, make sure it's not too sloppy, and that's what you got. Okay, now that we have both the diff cup and we have the top gear, we're gonna go with our diff fluid. Now, here's the part that people don't know about. I like to take mine. A lot of people just sit the top gear on top and try to get it in there, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna take the diff fluid and I'm gonna show you guys. These are the gears, the 4 crossways. Well, if you look, they have spaces, the little holes. I'll start filling those up with fluid first. Okay. Then you don't want to fill the whole exact cup up to the rim. You don't want that because it's going to be too tight in the compression. It's going to explode on you. You're going to have all kind of diff problems. I'm filling right over this. I go higher, no higher than the crossbar, halfway to the bottom of the gear. So I'll show you guys how I roll with the diff. See, I'm gonna do it straight up and down, and then I'm gonna tilt it to show you guys how I do it. I put it in all 4 corners. And when you do that, you stop. You let it settle a little bit. Take a look at it. Okay, this is kind of low in this hole, so I'm gonna put some in that hole, put some in that hole, put a couple drops in that hole, and a couple drops in that hole. Then stop. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's barely in there, but it's in there. It's actually right at the top of the crossbar. Okay. So I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna give it a dab in the center. so I know I'm over them gears. Okay, and that normally be what top everything off. If you can see it shining. Okay, as you can see, I did not overflow the diff. I didn't go over or none of that. It's just enough to get the wheels to rolling. Like I said, if you fill it up too much, this gear here is gonna push it up. So now you take that and you take this and you put it together. I like the line. You make sure that blue gasket in there, make sure that's lined up. Check it, make sure there's no rips or tears also. I like to put it down in there and make sure my holes are all lined up. Okay, now here's the killer part. This is the kicker. You gotta make sure it's all the way flush and that you got a great seal. Because if you don't, you're asking for it, that's for sure. Okay, so I like to give it a good press. Make sure you're good. Then come back with your screws. Now when I put these screws in, I'm gonna just get them started. But I like to cross them. Don't screw them all the way in. Just cross them and make sure you got your holes all lined up. Okay, a lot of times people tend to, when they put their diffs back together, they screw one all the way down and lock it down, and then what it does, it lifts up on the other side and they don't know it because you really can't see it. It just take a little seep, a little crack, and then you'll go race and it won't be going nowhere. It'll just be spinning around. Now as you can see, I'm pressing each one in between down. Give it a good press because I want to make sure that it's level. Okay, then I turn that one in some more. Turning my screws in a little bit more. I jump across. Never go this screw, this screw, this screw, this screw, because it's not going to be levelly seated properly. So I'm going from here to this side, from this side to this side, just like you take a wheel off of a rail car. Okay, now I just press those down to the flush. I'm gonna push them down again just in case it might have popped up. It seems like a lot, but it makes a difference. Now these here, I'm gonna crank them. Then you go back to the ones that you had on the side. You crank those. And there you have it. Look at that. That sounds a lot better. Nice and thick. Always turn it, break it in. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, you just changed center diff with ceramic, yellow, rubber seal, ABEC bearings, both sides, nice and clean, nice and smooth. Boca bearings, as we provided the bearings. You need to get you some, put them through all throughout the car. Be good to go. The motor cleaner and the greaser. Keep your gears nice and clean, running smooth. Cow RC Moose Lick. silicone base, seal, protect my bearings. These bearings are always in dirt. I want to keep a nice little film around them so they don't get inside my bearings. Already Boca makes the good rubber seals, but the Cow RC is going to back that seal up, and they're going to be just like those other ones that I just took out. Very protected for off-road racing. mbx6 always make the best gears for the best car, to keep the best car on all fours, and then keep you in the top four. Don't forget, make mbx6 your #1 vehicle to race with, on or off-road. Next video, we're going to do the front and the rear. We're going to jump on both. I'm going to show you guys how to shim it properly, how to set it up properly. We're going to even throw some yellow seal ABEC ceramic bearings and a diff also provided by Boca Bearings. Walk Quick Daddy Carpenter. See you later, alligator.